Previously on Saving Throw Society. Before the chaos, before the force, there was a memory. A young Della stands in the harsh glow of a hospital hallway, too small for the weight pressing down on her. Inside, her mother fights to bring Lena into the world, but something goes terribly wrong. The cries of life are tangled with the silence of loss, and in that moment, Della sees something she was never meant to see, a spirit. Her mother, gentle even in death, reaches out to her one last time, a comfort, a goodbye, and then he arrives, the Baron Merady, a presence both calm and final. He takes her mother's hand and leads her away, leaving Della with a gift, or a curse that will follow her forever. And then now, the forest breathes, roots twist and coil like living veins as Della and Lena stumble upon a stranger being dragged beneath the earth itself. The trees are not just alive, they are hungry. Together they pull him free, wrestling him from the grasp of something ancient and aware, but the forest does not let go lightly. It fights back. Branches lash, roots surge, the ground itself begins to rise against them as they run for their lives. Every step is a gamble, every breath borrowed, and somehow, just barely, they escape. But safety is an illusion. Turning back toward their friends, they find instead a new face, Al's sister, who leads them somewhere unexpected, somewhere personal, somewhere dangerous in a very different way. A home, a family, and a revelation that lands like a blade that Al is engaged. But before anyone can make sense of it, before questions can even form, the moment shatters, because waiting at the center of it all is Al cradling his brother's lifeless body, and nothing will ever be the same again. So now we ask, what truly lives within the forest that tried to claim them? Why was that stranger worth saving? And what secrets lie within Al's family and his sudden engagement? All of this today and more on Saving Throw Society. Welcome to Saving Throw Society as we present Barrier City's New Orleans. Laissez le bon temps rouler and just sit back, relax, and enjoy the jazz. The Court of Daybreak rises where night loosens its grip but never fully releases it. A liminal kingdom balanced on the breath between dark and light. Here, dawn is eternal. The sky burns in soft golds and rose hues, streaked with pearlescent clouds that never quite move, as if time itself pauses to admire the moment. The court is housed in a sprawling glade of living crystal and sun-warmed stone. Towers grow like flowers toward the sky. Their walls are veined with amber light. Vines heavy with dew wind through archways, each droplet catching the glow of dawn and refracting it into tiny rainbows that drift like fireflies. The air smells of new leaves, warm rain, and the faint sweetness of blooming things that only open once in an age. This is a court of beginnings, promises, and second chances. Oaths sworn at daybreak carry peculiar weight, less rigid than those of law, but harder to escape. The courtiers are radiant and unsettling in equal measure. Eladrin, whose eyes reflect sunrise skies, Fey Knights clad in polished gold leaf armor, and heralds made of birdsong and light. Smiles come easily here, but things are never simple. At the heart of the court sits the sovereign of first light, a ruler crowned not with metal but with a circlet of floating sunlight. They speak softly, kindly, Yet every word presses forward like the coming day, inevitable, illuminating, and sometimes cruel in what it reveals. Secrets do not last long in the Court of Daybreak. Truth has a way of surfacing when the light is just right. Music drifts constantly through the glade, harps strung with spider silk, flutes carved from bone-white wood, and choirs that sing without moving their mouths. Laughter is common, but so is weeping, for dawn brings hope, but also the end of silent hiding things. Shadows here are thin and nervous, clinging close to their owners, aware they will soon be burned away. Travelers who enter the Court of Daybreak are often changed. Some find clarity, purpose, or forgiveness. Others depart with eyes a bit too wide, having seen something about themselves they were never meant to face. For in the Feywilds, dawn is not gentle. It is honest. In this moment of eternal dawn, something is happening that has not occurred for millennia. A gathering of the High Courts. It is not a celebration in the mortal sense, it is a convergence of philosophies, a dangerous beauty stitched together by etiquette older than memory. The Feywilds itself reacts, forests bend closer. Stars dim or flare depending on who arrives first, and reality thins, knowing better than to resist. The gathering held to mark the betrothal between an heir of the Twilight Court and an heir of the Court of Daybreak takes place in a vast amphitheater grown from living stone and moon-rooted trees. One half is bathed in perpetual dawn gold, and the other rests in velvet shadows, lit by drifting constellations that never appear in mortal skies. Where the light meets the dark, the air shimmers. It's neither warm nor cold, but electric with implications. The Court of Daybreak, led by their sovereign, who holds no name other than the bright star, arrives to the hall with the ceremony and radiance. Trumpets of crystal sound themselves, their nobles glow softly, smiles sharp with optimism and expectation. They bring gifts of beginnings. Seeds that have yet to be planted, blades that have never drawn blood, names that have not yet been spoken aloud. From the opposite horizon, the Twilight Court, led by Thlorin, Warden of the Shaded Edge, emerges quietly. No fanfare, just the slow deepening of color, the hush before evening settles. Their heir walks between worlds effortlessly, eyes reflecting both starlight and sun fade. The gifts they bring are endings made gentle, a candle that burns only at last moments, a bell rung when something must finally be let go. The Seelie Court, led by Queen Titania, arrives laughing, beautiful, terrifying in all their perfection. They applaud loudly, congratulate sincerely, and immediately begin measuring alliances. Compliments fly like arrows. Every smile is genuine and strategic. The Unseelie are led by the Queen of Air and Darkness without announcement. The temperature drops, the presence sharpens edges, deepens shadows, wilts careless joy. They do not object to the union. Yet. Their gifts are honest things, iron truths, winter roses, vows written in blood that is not theirs. They watch everything. The Court of Forgotten Things appears gradually as if remembered into being, led by no one, as their king has been missing for some time. Attendees realize too late that a bench has always been occupied, a banner always hanging. Their representatives wear mismatched regalia, a single lost glove, a cracked crown, a child's name that no one recalls owning. Their gift to the couple is a promise. What is lost to the world will still remember you. The Trickster Court does not arrive so much as erupt as their king, who has no name that anyone knows is true, emerges in an explosion. One moment the hall is intact, the next it's upside down, inside out, and briefly underwater. Their air to be no one bows, dramatically. Throws confetti that turns into moths and loudly insists that this is the wrong wedding. They offer riddles as blessings and swear they'll behave. Absolutely no one believes them. The hollow court enters abruptly, and no one remembers inviting them at all. They bring their entourage of pets, as they call them, but looking close you might notice mortals, not quite aware of what is happening, with chains around their necks. They noticeably have no leader, as theirs left them long ago, disgusted with what he had become. Their members are beautiful in the way that statues are, perfect, empty, unsettling. Their applause is silence. Their gift is nothing. Accepting it is considered polite. Refusing it is dangerous. Other courts, both higher and lesser, continue to gather and trickle in, for this is not a moment to miss. The joining of two courts is a momentous occasion, and when the airs stand together, dawn and dusk, daylight and twilight, twist into something new. Shadows glow, light deepens, the Feywild holds its breath. They stand in front, and the audience gasps at the sight of them. Al, what are you wearing?
So Al, who is much younger than I think we've ever seen him in present day or in the last flashback. He is in this long tailored coat. It's this kind of royal violet, deep, dark purpley color, with this silver embroidery on it that kind of resembles thorns or constellations, depending how the light hits it. He's got dark, layered garments underneath it that are very simple, but very, very ceremonial. Hanging on his neck, you see what people in present day would know to be his holy symbol, which is a twilight knot. And then on his head, he has a very simple circlet that looks like it is made from dark silver, and it's sort of got this delicate knotwork in it that you can only really see if you were to look up close and in the right light. He's just kind of standing there, trying not to look nervous.
The heir to the court of daybreak stands wrapped in a gown made of pure daylight. Daylight is not just bright yellow and white. It is all the colors of the rainbow combined to create the prism that is light. As you change your gaze, it shifts colors in front of you, going from blues to greens, reds, oranges. It is every color and no color at once. It is bright, it is warm, it is true. She stands with a veil over her face. This is not a wedding, however, this is an announcement of betrothal and engagement. Your father and the sovereign of daybreak stand ahead of you, each one in front of you. They speak in unison. You will repeat the vows to each other. We vow to guard the liminal paths between us.
Do you want me to repeat this, Samson?
Yes.
You're gonna have to go slower.
We vow to guard the liminal paths between us.
We vow to guard the liminal paths between us.
The places where certainty softens.
The places where certainty softens.
And truth wears many faces.
And truth wears many faces.
We will keep the secrets you entrust to dusk.
We will keep the secrets you entrust to dusk.
Hold them gently.
Hold them gently.
And never let them curdle into lies.
And never let them curdle into lies.
Where you rise, we will receive.
Where you rise, we will receive.
Where you blaze, we will temper.
Where you blaze, we will temper.
In this binding, we do not dim you. We give you depth.
In this binding, we do not dim you, we give you depth.
By star and shadow, we are sworn.
By star and shadow, we are sworn.
She repeats the words that her sovereign tells her. By the first cry of birds, by the gold-threaded moment when night loosens its grip, we of daybreak answer your outstretched hands. We vow to bring truth into what is hidden, not with cruelty, but with warmth enough to be endured. We will illuminate without accusation and offer clarity where we fear once nested. Where you linger, we will arrive. Where you cool, we will kindle. In this binding, we do not erase you. We give you purpose. By dawn and fire, we are sworn. It is quiet as the last words echo out. The vows are spoken in what you realized is a language that does not exist elsewhere. You don't know how you knew to speak the words in the language you spoke them. It is a dialect of transition, of almost. Promises are not made of love, but of balance, of restraint, of what each will never take from the other. The bond seals not with a kiss, but with a brief eclipse of the eternal sun as twilight and dawn come together in agreement. For a heartbeat, every court watching sees a future that they want. In another heartbeat, every court sees a future that they fear. It is set forth that the engagement will be for a period of no more than 100 years, at which point the two will be joined as husband and wife. The audience applauds, and as quickly as possible, music starts to play, and joyous occasion begins. Dancing breaks out, food arrives on tables and platters, and this is when the truly interesting parts of an occasion like this occur. The networking, the intermingling of courts. This is not something that occurs often. Most courts keep them to themselves. In this moment, you have the most powerful archfey in the world in one hall together, and you are left alone with your bride-to-be. She looks down at her feet pretty shyly. Aureliana Larkspur, bearer of the first light, is a powerful vision of her court. She is dawn-given form, radiant, inevitable, and never as gentle as poets claim. Her hair glows like the first spill of sunlight over the horizon, pale gold threaded with rose, always warm to the touch. Her eyes hold the quiet burning of morning just before the sun crests, in the moment when the world must decide whether to wake or burn. And in this moment, you find those eyes looking up from the ground to study your face. For this is the first time you two have seen each other. My lord?
You don't need to call me that. Just call me Aelor. It's fine. Just it's fine.
Alar, was the travel okay getting to the Court of Daybreak?
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting traveling between the barriers between the courts, but when my family travels, there's never really any issues like other people might encounter when doing such treks. Have you been outside of your court?
I have visited different courts, mostly to visit one of my sisters who is now a part of the court of the Sealy. She married one of Titania's sons.
Okay. That's cool. So what? Sorry, I'm not good at this. What do you guys do around here when you're not throwing engagement parties? What do you like to do?
I like to paint.
Oh. That's I like that. Is there anything you've painted that you could show me? Like, and I kind of start looking around the room. Like, do you display it here in the halls, or is that just something for you?
I don't paint with traditional. Let me show you. And she takes her hands and sort of gathers sunlight into them, and is able to actually shape the sunlight into an image. She's able to curve the light and refractories into different patterns and pictures. And she creates a visage of your face out of light.
That's... Holy crap. Sorry. I've never seen anything like that before. You know, my brother, he sings these stupid songs. You know, I guess he calls it art, but this is beautiful. And I'm not just saying that because it's my face. I mean, just your color work. You're really good.
Oh, I believe you notice much of the hall is looking at you two expectantly, as a pathway to the center has sort of opened up, and it looks as though they're expecting you to dance.
So I look at her and I go, I guess it's time for us to go to the floor. I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm not a very good dancer. My mom has been helping me with this. I hope I just don't embarrass you. And I look over to the floor where everyone is expecting, and I look to see if I see my father staring too, and what his face currently looks like.
He is staring at you, stone-faced, kind of with that annoyed look on his face, as if, why aren't you already doing the thing you're expected to do?
So I kind of do a very practiced, like, half bow and ask for her hand. And then if she takes it, we walk onto the floor to start our dance.
She takes it before you go on the dance. I actually got you. I wanted to give you a gift. And she takes her hands and sort of moves them apart, and in them forms sort of a silk scarf of pure light that she wraps over your shoulders as sort of an adornment over your liminal garb. And now you are wearing both garb reminiscent of the Twilight Court and the Daybreak Court.
Samson, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little liberty with that and say that when that light sits on me, you see my knot hanging from my chest, my holy symbol, and the circlet on top of my head, while the sunlight, that daylight, is enshrouding me. You see the last light of day, the dusk light, start to glow from the knot and the circlet, almost like they're beginning to complement each other. And I just kind of look at this now scarf thing made of light, and I go, "Oh, that's... You didn't have to do that. And he sort of lowers his voice a little and goes, I didn't know we needed to exchange gifts. Is that part of this? My dad was very strict with the rituals, and I don't think he said like the more social expectations of it.
There wasn't. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do.
Okay. Sorry. It's very nice. Maybe I can, after the dance, let's go talk in private, because honestly, everyone staring is freaking me out a little, especially right now that they have to watch us dance. So why don't we just
roll a performance check to see how well you dance?
Do I use my 1985 die that has proved so well, or this new mystery bag dice, Samson? Which one shall I use?
I don't know.
You're not gonna...
Which one feels more like dancing?
I mean, the alien cat feels like dancing. That's pretty. Woo! So that's a 16 on the die, and my performance is +4, so a dirty 20.
You have a +4 to performance? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You surprise even yourself and go into one of these semi-traditional dances that your mother had spent time teaching you when you were younger, that you just sort of thought went out of your mind as you were playing. And it very clearly somehow subconsciously stuck with you.
Sweet.
And as you dance and the music comes to a close, the audience all applauds, and you realize that if you want to escape before having to mingle with all the rulers of the Fey Courts, you have right now to do so.
So the dance is coming to a close. I get that realization. I look for my dad specifically to make sure he is not currently staring at me.
Your dad is engaged with the conversation with the Sovereign of Daybreak.
All right, so in that moment, I take her hand, and I just go, all right, let's get out of here for a few. Let's move, and just where's a spot where no one's gonna look for us right away? Like, is there a courtyard? Do you have a courtyard we could go to?
We could go to the hedge mage. The hedge maze, I mean.
Okay, cool. Hedge mage would be weird, but hedge maze is good. All right, let's go. And we just run, and I follow her lead because she knows where the fuck she's going. But we book it out of there, as best we can without being seen, and then moving as fast as we can.
We're gonna call this an athletics check to escape before someone stops you to talk.
And that's at advantage because I'm currently wearing a tattoo, right?
I don't think your tattoo helps you with athletics.
It gives me the help action, which is help on any skill check.
Okay, sure.
Samson.
Why not?
How dare you? How dare you try to limit my ability to fuck with this shit? Oh no. 1985 and whatever this mystery dice company that just says mystery dice fucked me. with a 8 and a 7 for a total of 10.
Well, I got a nat 20.
Oh, thank God. Oh, wait, no, was that for her or for them?
That was for the person trying to stop you.
What about her? She's just as athletic in this moment as I am.
I'll roll for her if she gets a nat 20.
I think it would have been her nat 20, but fine.
She had a 7.
Okay. Wow, we really are just clicking with each other here in this moment.
You turn and immediately are face to face with the king of the trickster court.
Son of this asshole. God. Him and his whole family. Am I right?
It is such a pleasure to meet you.
Is that his voice? Because that's all I'm going to hear in New York City now.
I would like to offer you a gift.
I kind of take a deep breath.
A boon to forever link our two courts as allies.
Insight check, Samson.
Roll an insight check.
21.
You know well enough from all the history your father has taught you about the courts that anything he gives you should be taken with a heavy grain of salt.
Would it be impolite to refuse? But
it would be the most taboo thing you could do in this moment to refuse.
Okay. So I look at him and I go, what do we refer to him as? I know he doesn't have a true name, but what would I know him or know to refer to him as?
You would call him the king of the trick. I mean, you'd call him my liege or something like that.
Okay. So he says that, and I go, "Oh, my lord, any gift from you would be most welcome, and you would have mine and my family's deepest gratitude here, just for this show of respect and just good faith among our families."
So you'll accept?
Of course. I would dare not accept, or dare, whatever the right phrasing of that is in this moment. I wouldn't dare not accept. There we go. Those are words that I knew. Al says all of that.
He gives you a small sort of figurine of a soldier. Like a toy soldier.
What kind of soldier? Like, it wouldn't be like a human, like, army man. Does it look like a soldier that would be part of,
it
like,
looks
let's
like
say,
something that you would have been given as a child in your court as a plaything.
Would it look like it's from my court? Like it's of the soldier class of my court? Or is it more generic? Yes. And I go, wow, I haven't seen one of these since I was, oh God, it's been a long time. Where did you come across something like this?
Oh, it's an old relic that I believe belonged to your court once, but we've just taken and made it our own to give back to you at a future date when we thought it'd be fit to return to your court.
So I give him a little bow, and I go, "This is most gracious of you and your court, and I will make sure my father hears of what a wonderful gift you bestowed upon myself and my betrothed this evening."
I'm so glad that you've accepted. I hope one day our families can be as close as the dusk and the dawn have become.
I go, "Perhaps one day that is in the cards. But for now, me and my betrothed are hoping to get some fresh air, so we will see you on the dance floor a little while later."
As you turn to get away, you feel a gust of wind. As you say the words fresh air.
It's the hedge mage.
The air in here isn't... The air in here isn't good enough for you?
I take a deep breath as
and you're
a chill
standing in
runs
front
down
of
my
the
spine.
Queen of Air and Darkness.
Standing in front now, or like I'm facing her, or is my back to her currently as she's speaking from behind?
You're facing the Queen of Air and Darkness.
And I go, "Oh, my lady, of course, the air in here is just fine. It's just we're hoping for a moment alone, really, and common courtesy, respects the nonchalant excuse."
I believe courtesy in this moment would be to give notice to your guests, wouldn't it?
I believe I just gave.
And you feel the temperature drop about 20 degrees.
I say, I believe I just gave some notice to the Lord of the Trickster Court. Is that not giving notice to the guests?
And so he who has no name of his own speaks for all of us.
Not that he speaks for all of you.
You would put him higher. You would put him higher than my court? You'd put him higher.
I put him higher than no one else.
You'd put him higher.
Perhaps we are getting
a persuasion check.
You son of a bitch. I just want to go see the hedge mage, and
we're off to see the hedge mage.
So Samson, this is at advantage, right? Because I have a lovely little moth tattoo.
Sure.
Okay. Good. So instead of an 8, it is a 16.
Well, the Queen of Air and Darkness rolled a 24 on her insight.
Is she inciting that I'm like basically a nervous teenager just trying to get out of this party?
Exactly. Yeah. She's basically reading that you want to get the fuck away from the adults. And because these, remember, these are not just like your dad's friends. These are like the scariest people in the Feywilds all in one room.
Yeah, and I am just stumbling over all of my words. And what does she incite, Samson? What does she do with that insight? Come on, fuck with me more. Come on. What are you gonna do? Kill me, Samson? Otherwise, what's gonna happen in the future?
I did that already.
Son of a bitch.
What if I were to give you some cover to get out of here unseen?
I go,
as a gift.
That gift would be much, much appreciated.
How much?
I would say you would have the... And I try to think of words very carefully in this moment. I go, you would have the debt of the future head of the Twilight Court for just giving him a moment to breathe, just that much easier.
She smiles. That's what I was hoping for. And you feel yourself shrouded in thick, dark mist and air, and you are suddenly standing outside of the amphitheater, alone with your bride-to-be.
I look at her and I go, I'm going to regret that. I know it, but it was worth it.
Aureliana looks at you. She's like, you just promised basically a debt to the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Yeah. making a lot of promises today. So, hedge maze, right?
Yeah. I'm still kind of thinking about what that means for my future, too. That you have made a promise to the Queen of Air and Darkness. Okay, I guess that's a thing that we'll deal with now.
That's way down the line, right? We'll think about that in like 300-400 years, give or take.
Okay, follow me to the hedge mage. Oh god, I'm saying it all the time. Hedge maze.
All right. I'm going to be really disappointed if there is no hedge mage.
And as you leave the amphitheater, the music quiets until you can't hear it anymore. And you continue through field of gardens until you reach a large hedge maze. Said it right that time. It is a hedge maze. I almost did it again. Of large rose bushes, but these aren't the rose bushes that you would normally think to see in the material plane. They are tall, green, and the flowers are of every color that you could imagine: reds, blues, greens, purples, yellows. I know the way to get to the center, and there's a nice sort of sculpture in the center with a pool of water around it.
Okay.
That we can get to. There's a tree that you can sit under.
Okay. That sounds great.
Maybe we could just go and talk and get to know each other. We're gonna be married one day.
Yeah, no, that sounds fantastic. Much better than being in that room with all of the courts watching us. So lead the way.
You wander through the maze together until you get to the center point. You can't even recall how you would have gotten back there if she wasn't guiding you. My parents were married into a relationship like this. I always hoped that one day I would get to make choices on my own for stuff like this. I always hoped that I would be able to have that dream of finding someone that I loved and marrying for love instead of for stature.
I'm just sort of nodding along as she's saying this. And I know what you mean. It feels like, as long as I can remember, my father's been making every decision for me. And I mean, I didn't even pick the clothes I get to wear. This is all like curated on his expectations. And not to say that I wouldn't be happy, marrying you. Obviously, you seem really, really cool. But I feel you 100%. I just, I don't think I've ever actually felt anything close to love. Just always been told duty always comes first, and that my life was a life of duty. And so yeah, I know what you mean.
We are in this probably for the rest of our lives, and we know that our lives are quite long.
Yeah.
Can we make a promise?
Sure. I've been doing that all night, so what's one more, right? And I just kind of smirk at her for a second.
We are going to be married Might it not be worth it to, during the next 100 years, try to find love in our relationship?
I look at her and I go, that sounds like a promise definitely worth making and hopefully keeping, if only for the experience of it. And he kind of gets kind of solemn for a moment, and he's just like, I think my dad would kill me if he ever found out I was stepping out of this betrothal, even if it's an agreed upon, like, open betrothal or, you know, whatever we would call it.
Then I promise that I won't do anything to sabotage our chances at happiness, if you will.
I can definitely promise that. And I look at her and I go, you are a lady of the court of truth. And you're going to sit here and promise that you might lie for me?
Well, soon I am to be part of the court of Twilight, which means that I have to learn a little bit of half-truths. If you will learn to be more truthful than your court allows.
I just kind of nod for a second and I lean back. Are we laying on the grass, like sitting on the grass, leaning up against the tree? I'm picturing
sitting
us
up against the tree.
Yeah, and I kind of lean further back onto the tree, and I just go, I think that's doable.
Do you promise?
I promise that I can learn to embrace and be a little more truthful than my court allows.
As you say that, the small soldier figurine that I'm assuming is in your pocket now.
Yep.
Only you can hear this. But it begins to laugh a little bit.
I don't like that.
We fade back into the present day. We are in the lands just outside of the Glimmer Grove. You are holding the body of your dead brother. And your father has just asked, "What have you done?"
As he is approaching and saying this, Al has just been pumping as much magic as he has left inside of him, casting cure wounds, healing word, all that stuff. Spare the dying, whatever he can think of that he has access to, he's been trying to pump into his brother. And he is in this sort of shocked state. He doesn't even hear his father. He's got tears currently just pouring down his face, and he's just trying to make things right. He's trying to wake his brother up.
Your father continues to speak and walks towards you slowly. I taught you how to stand, how to keep your hands steady, how to look a person in the eye and not flinch. Look at me, Alar. What have you done?
I take a moment, and the voice starts to register, and I look up from my brother, and I look at my father, and I just go, I did stand. I didn't flinch. And she killed him despite all of it.
I taught you words for right and wrong and trusted you to learn the difference between them, I'd now find you here holding him like this, like you don't know which side of that line you're on. Do you have any idea how long I've been afraid of something like this? You are supposed to take my position as protector and defender and ruler of this land, of our people, of our faith, of our duties to the waking and the dreaming. I used to look at you and feel cheated, because every time you failed, every time you fell short, I saw myself, not the man I became, the man I wanted you to be, the future of our people, and I would instead see a vision of you as a man who hesitated, who was weak, the man who chose to stray because it was easier, or quieter, or because he told himself there was no other way. I wanted you to be better than I ever was, your brother. He was everything I could never be, and everything that your mother is: brave without thinking, kind without effort. I loved him because he didn't remind me of myself, and you, gods help me, I loved you like a warning. So tell me now. Tell me this isn't what it looks like. Tell me that the blood on your hands isn't the proof I feared I'd find. Tell me that you didn't finally become the thing I was so desperate to keep buried. Because if you did, then I failed you long before tonight. And if you didn't, if you're holding him because you were simply too late, or because you tried to save him, or because you loved him in a way I never knew how to show you, then perhaps I'm the one who needs to beg forgiveness. So speak. Speak true, full, and honest, not as my disappointment, not as my shadow, not with the weight of our people. Speak as my son, and explain to me why my other son, why your brother. Explain to me why my boy is dead.
I'm still holding him, and I'm looking at my father, and I go, yes, I am a disappointment. Yes, I loved him more than you'd ever showed me, but that was not hard. But I need to know, where were you when the severed have been invading our woods? Where were you when she was hunting our people, hunting me, hunting your other son who you loved? When I told her she was not welcome in our land, and told her by decree of someone who will not flinch, whose job it is to protect these lands, she laughed at me. I am not the protector of the lands, you are. I don't protect the world, you do. I don't protect the people, you do. I am just training to take it. So where were you during all of this? Why did everything you taught me about standing my ground against these things, why did it lead here?
Don't you dare accuse me. Don't. Salenway steps forward. Don't get too worked up, Lauren. Alar.
When I hear my mom's...
Something that your father will not tell you right now is that he's not been well. And right now, he is devastated by the loss of a child, as am I. So take everything that has been said with a bit of forgiveness.
and I hear my mother's voice, those silent tears that have been just falling down my face this whole time turn into like this full-blown sob. I am not angry in this moment. I am devastated. And I look at her and I go,
Make a perception check. Actually, any one of the group that was not Della can make a perception check.
So that is a natural 1. And Silver Slip, I don't believe I put back into me in tattoo form because we were going.
No, I don't believe so either.
Yeah, so
and it is fitting that you would roll a natural 1 right now.
Yeah, so that's a natural 1. So while everyone is rolling theirs if they wish, I'm just going to finish addressing my mother in this moment, and just say, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's been going on, and forgiveness is not easy right now.
I understand. You said a severed did this. Is it the one that stands to your side now?
I just shake my head no, and I go, that just happened to him. He's my friend. He helped try to fight her. She said she's related to us. That before she was a severed, she ruled this place.
She said she's related to us.
She said that she basically, I don't know, she's from here and used to rule here she said she was of the royal line, that she was here long before Dad ever ruled. And when I told her she was no longer of this court because of what she is, she just laughed at me.
Namira, get a party together, go hunting.
You're not going to be able to stop her.
You notice for the first time your sister...
I look over at her and...
The first time your sister is there.
I look at her and I go, you're not going to be able to stop her. Don't.
Your sister turns to you and says very bluntly, I'm not trying to stop her. I'm trying to find what she's doing here. I'm not going to hunt to kill. I'm hunting to try to trap.
And I know better than to argue with my sister. So I'm just like...
Your sister is wearing full plate armor, carrying a great long sword and shield. She is a paladin of the Twilight Court. On her helm is the emblems of the moon and stars. And you look just behind your sister and see Lena and Della. You see Lena and Della. Lena looks at you. She clearly has pain in her eyes, but she doesn't know what to do in this moment. She just watched a huge family outburst occur for which she has no background because you never gave her any.
I make no acknowledgement. You see
Della look at you. How would you be looking at Al in this moment, having watched that, having spoken to his parents hours before Della?
Della's mouth would be open. She would just, her eyes would be very large. She's just been through it, and she's kind of struggling to understand and believe what's happening around her, because it's just been so much.
Della, in this moment, you notice the person that had introduced himself as Drift to you is not by your side any longer.
He drifted away.
He's not by your side any longer. Salamway looks at you. I sent him on his way.
What do you mean? Where did you send him?
I pulled him aside to talk to him briefly while you were all walking. I was able to give him a token of our court to get him where he needed to get quicker. There's no reason he needs to stay longer away from the people that care about him when he's been gone for so long already.
Della kind of looks at her a little skeptically, but decides that saying something is probably not the wisest choice right now, so she kind of bites her tongue.
I bet the people he's going to see are really cool.
I got an 18 on that check. Are we getting anything from that?
Oh yeah, I got 23.
Okay, on the 23 you do, on the 18 you don't.
Ah,
Eric, would you like your information public or private?
Only
You know
dicks
what?
say
I'm gonna
private.
be
Only dicks say
I was,
private.
I'm gonna be a stand-up citizen and just give it to me, Sam.
And that's on the soundboard.
You noticed on a 23, Chomp, when Thorin, or the ruler of Twilight, as you probably would have assumed he was.
So Al's dad?
Sort of Al's dad.
Okay, got it.
As he had his coughing fit and sort of stumbled where he stood, his cloak and robe sort of shifted, and you saw black veins piercing through his alabaster skin, stemming out with red swelling across his shoulders.
Gotcha.
So Lauren is breathing hard and trying to calm down. Alar, do you know what day occurs in 3 days?
I look at my dad and I go, I know you don't mean Mardi Gras. No, I don't know what's supposed to happen in 3 days.
It's truly funny how quickly 100 years can pass.
When he says 100 years, I have that moment of I'm still holding my brother and like looking down at him every so often, and then looking back at my parents as they're addressing me. And he says 100 years, and I go, the fuck happened 100 years ago? Ah, fuck. And I go,
fuck.
I go, that's in 3 days? And that's the time in which I clock Lena over behind my parents. And I go, I literally, Al is lost for words just as much as Anthony is.
Her court will be arriving tomorrow. We have been sending you moths for half a year, summoning you back.
I must have missed them. There's a lot of moths.
Must have missed them.
There's a lot of moths where I was. There, it's
yes.
always
in the material plane. There's many Feywild's Luna moths.
Maybe Silver Slip was playing with them and got all excited because he hadn't seen them in a little while, and they got distracted too or something. I'm really trying to hide the fact that I was straight up ignoring them.
Her court arrives tomorrow. We will be holding a funeral tonight. And tomorrow, we must have the joyous celebrations begin. And you've brought strangers into the Glimmer Grove.
There is more going on right now. I would not have brought them if it wasn't necessary. We really need to have a talk about what's going on in the material world, with this material plane. There's things going on in the material plane that affect all the planes. My friends here are kind of in the middle of it with me, which is part of why I brought them here. but also because I was killed not 12 hours ago and brought back to life by the same thing that killed me. I look at Dela and just to see if there's like a verbal like or non-verbal like nod or something of yeah, I've disclosed stuff or not. Dela, if I look at you, would you give me any inclination that you've told my parents anything that's going on?
I would probably just very subtly, because I know that your sister is she's really good at like picking up on cues, but you would kind of just see a very slight like
okay
no from me, but the very slightest.
So I don't disclose that it was Dela's grandma and boyfriend come together to try and murder us. And I say the same thing that killed me revived me like 30 seconds later, and has threatened all of you. It may not be 100% like the same person, but the same family threatened. It's a bigger conversation, and I get there's a lot going on. I get we need to have ceremony for what has happened tonight. I don't know if having a wedding in 3 days will make sense after I disclose everything. Also, if it makes it any better, since my wedding is in 3 days, these are my honored guests, so kindly accept that.
Hello, my name is Zeb. I'm Al's best man.
Son of a bitch. And I just start kind of waving at him to stop talking.
And I've prepared a speech. I've been waiting for months for a moment to say it. And would you guys like a little preview, or should we wait until we get back to your magical castle?
Zeb,
I'm going to look over at Lena and...
And shit. I in every way imaginable, except for the literal way, Al shits himself.
I don't know. I think you should roll for that. Ensemble starts playing Here Comes the Bride.
I am no longer making eye contact with Lena at all. Like the few moments I've looked at her in the face and then down. I am no longer looking at her in the face.
DM speaking to the audience right now. All you people out there listening, everyone at the table has not heard the Della Alone episode. So they don't know that only Selen Way knows that Lena and Al were a thing, and Thalorin does not know. Let's resume.
I didn't know anybody knew.
Fucking Katrina is here for the drama.
Doesn't know enough about two and two together.
I live for the
we're
drama.
doing video recordings of this now because Katrina's facial expressions are the best. Thalorin looks at you. Any weakness that he had shown in the last few moments is gone. Any kindness that he was starting to show in his face and compassion to what you told him is gone. You would break a pact between our court and another.
I'm just shaking my head no, and I'm
for
sort of
mortal,
retreating into
for
myself. For
someone who will die in the blink of an eye. And for someone who is a whisper on the wind. For you are eternal, and she is nothing.
And I'm shaking my head no.
A turtle?
I am a turtle. You're right.
I said eternal, first of all.
I know.
So I'm shaking my head no, and I'm just going, I've broken nothing. I have not broken my promise to you and to the Court of Daybreak. And to say mortals are nothing is ignorant at best, but since you do not deal
You
in
would
anything
call
other than
me ignorant when you have run from your family, from your life, from your responsibilities, from this world. That is ignorance, my son. Thinking that it does not matter, that you have turned your back on everything that you are. That is ignorance. Thinking that you could run away and have...
I was given leave. I was allowed to go.
You were given leave for a fraction of the time that you took.
That fraction of time is but a whisper on the wind, is it not?
Use my words against me again, and we will see where we stand, son.
I just kind of shut up and just stare at him, and I go, my wedding is in 3 days, and we have a funeral to, I guess, commence tonight, and I need to have a discussion with you about larger things than ceremony that could be postponed if need be, because time means nothing to Eternals. There are bigger things happening, and all you hear are things that upset you. And I am so sorry that everything in your life upsets you. But
and
again,
I have no right to be upset. My son is dead in your arms because you couldn't save him.
I thought a lot during those moments that you were missing because you are frail and unwilling to tell someone about it. Again, my brother died because of your weakness as I tried to stand my ground as you taught me. I was gone for a fraction of a fraction of the time that I will be alive and taking over for you. I was given leave. I just keep talking over him.
Summoned,
I
if you
just
had
keep
come
talking
back
over
when
him,
summoned,
and
you could have taken your place as the leader of this clan. You could have taken your place as the leader of this court, and I could have stood down. Because you're right. I am not suitable to lead any longer. And he strips off the robe, and you see rippling veins of black going down his entire body. I am dying, and I am not fit to lead, but neither, I guess, are you.
Then I guess our court will have no leader. Because you cannot lead, and you do not believe that I can. Despite me telling you there are bigger things to happen. What do you think I am trying to do? I am trying to have a conversation with you about things that affect all of the courts, your own included, and all you care about is a wedding.
Selenway steps in. We need to stop this. We are not getting anywhere, and our son's body lies dead and cold on the ground, in a place that is not safe to be, with her out there. We need to go back to the Glimmer Grove. Your friends are welcome. She turns to Zeb. I trust that we can trust you being in our presence. You may newly be severed, but you are still severed nonetheless. So we will be watching you very carefully. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Majesty.
You can call me Salenway.
Thank you, Selaway. My name is Zeb.
She turns back. She turns back and starts to drag Thaloran away, as though he had forgotten how to walk. In the moments he stumbles a bit and continues to walk with her. Namira comes to your group. You couldn't just leave it alone. His son died.
I look up at her and I go, He doesn't actually care. He's never cared.
That's the problem with you and him. He does care. He does. You just don't understand how he cares and how it affects him.
He told me exactly how he cares, in his distraught anger, the truth is finally said aloud.
Do you know what he's done every night since you left?
No.
He looks into the reflecting pool, hoping to see a vision of you returning. And at first I thought it was because he wanted you to fulfill your duty to the court. Until one day I saw him weeping at the pool. He does love you. He just doesn't act like it much.
Al just goes silent, and he's got nothing to say in this moment. So he's still holding his brother.
I have to go hunt. She sees for the first time the body of the Glimmer Stalker. Who did this?
I look at her and I go, I guess we all did. But I point over at Chomp and I go, but he really got a hold of it and just took it home.
It would have been better if it hadn't died, but it is an impressive feat to kill a Glimmer Stalker. Alar, what do you know about Hira? Do you know the name Hira?
Samson, do I know the name Hira?
Make a history check. This would be, if you do know this, it would be pretty high DC. We're talking get a 20 or above.
No.
It's another conversation for another time, I guess. I have to go hunt. I have to get my soldiers. I'll see you later tonight.
Please be careful.
You have no idea how careful I have to be. And she turns and walks away. And you see she whistles and does one of those really cool taxi cab whistles. I can't do it, or as I would.
Put your fingers to your lips and I'll put it in and we'll pretend you did it for the video.
She whistles and a nightmare comes to her as her steed.
My sister's
literal
so
horse
badass.
made of pure twilight and night. You made her, and she's a very badass character.
Mm-hmm.
And Namira takes off, gathering soldiers as she goes to patrol the borders of Twilight. You are following behind Salenway and Thorin leading a small group of acolytes that came with them. And you see Reese among them. And you're together as a party a ways back from the royal heads of this court. You can talk amongst yourselves as you make your way back if you wish.
Would the acolytes have taken my brother's body?
Yes.
Okay. I will very, very, very sheepishly be walking. Anyone who's looking at me will see the pain of not only my brother dying, but the pain of the argument with my father, the embarrassment of the argument with my father, the shame of everything about my real life coming out in front of Lena, and basically just I am looking like I have shit the bed all over my life.
We had Zeb's bad day. This is Al's bad day.
Yeah. Welcome to the Dead Dad Club. We'll go kill Zeb's dad in the next episode.
My dad's not dead yet. Almost.
Chomp's
Maybe.
dad's dead.
Maybe Onyx is still possessed secretly, and she's going to kill my dad next.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know about Della's dad. Della has a dead mom. Della's got the dead mom club.
Do I even have a dad?
Same.
Your dad is
Are
the
you my
spell book
father?
you spewed forth from.
Chomp will be your dad.
Daddy?
I'm not prepared for this kind of responsibility.
You all walk back. You feel a sort of familiar presence as you're walking straight ahead, sort of looking 1,000-yard stare. You feel a sort of familiar presence lock into step next to you, and Lena is walking next to you. And she doesn't speak, but you do feel her hand reach for yours.
There's a moment where I take it, and then I squeeze it for a second, and then I let it go, because if my family looked back and saw it, there would be another shitstorm. So I just kind of look at her right before I release her hand, and I don't say anything. I just look at her with the face of, I know I fucked up and I'm sorry, but unable to actually make the words, because Al is, deep down in this moment, really chicken shit. And he is just overwhelmed with every emotion, and he just doesn't know what to do, what's proper in this moment at all.
We have probably a little bit of time walking, because it's a slow pace, getting back into the Glimmer Grove. Before you get there, is there anyone wants to speak about with anyone else in the party in this moment while you're traveling? Or is it just walking in silence?
I want to know where the heck Della has been.
Right, yeah.
What would Della say when pressed about where she was and why she left?
Della would probably start by apologizing. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just got so overwhelmed with everything. I didn't know what to do. I don't want you guys getting hurt or continue to get hurt because of me. And I just wanted to take myself out of the group so that, you guys wouldn't continue, to be affected by all of this. This is all my fault.
That can't possibly be true. At least not entirely. And we're all kind of in this shitstorm together. So, your problems are mine and mine are yours.
I feel like it does grow naturally silent after that moment. The walk is slow. There's a lot of weight to what just happened in the air. And you enter from pure dark night into the sort of indigo sky of the Court of Twilight once again. At the edge of the Glimmer Grove, coming towards the reflecting pool. And it's strange because not everyone in the court knows what has happened, and you hear sort of the music of the court playing, the music of dreaming. You all come up to the reflecting pool and begin to pass. Does anyone look in? Or
Yes.
Al, would you have told them not to look in? Because it doesn't even question it.
I would have
Chomp like in
explained.
water, chomp like water.
I would have explained potentially before anything happened with my brother and whatnot. I don't think it would have come up organically, so I don't know if he would have thought. So I'm actually going to say no, I would not have actually explained it because we were doing our best to get away from this area. So Al probably would have brought it up on the way back to keep his word of going to talk with his parents. And he does not have the head right now to go into detail.
Zeb 100% looks in.
So make a
Also
wisdom save. Chomp, what did you say?
Also, a chomp like water, chomp like in water.
Chomp and Zeb both make wisdom saves.
I got an 8.
Awesome.
And they can choose to fail if they want
I got
to.
4. I don't need to choose. I rolled a 4.
You got an 8 and a 4. We're gonna
Thank you,
handle
Mystery
Zeb's
Dice.
first.
Yeah.
Zeb, you see yourself in the water. A clear picture of yourself. And you see an image of the streets of New Orleans, and as you watch, time passes, people move by, buildings fade, crumble, built from the ground up, and fade and crumble again. Years, millennia, ages, eons all pass. And you stand through it all, looking back. As you do, you notice your face has a smile that gets crueler and colder as time passes. It sends chills down your spine, and it takes a lot of willpower to break your gaze from the much darker version of yourself that you're watching in the water. Chomp, you rolled a 4?
Yeah.
Well, I know what you see, but it's going to kind of negate something.
I was going to ask if that was going to happen.
On a 4, you see yourself standing on a mountain of dead bodies,
Sick.
of brutalized and slaughtered alligators. They've been gutted and skinned, and as you look down, you are holding the skinning knife. And the realization hits that while you don't remember doing this, you have done this. You have played a part in doing this.
Does that spark any kind of remembrance of the incident with finding out my
No.
pseudo-fathers? No, okay.
Does anyone else look in the water?
Nope.
No. Can I go and pull them away?
You can pull them away, but I need you to make... You're trying not to look in the water actively, but you're getting close to the water's edge, so make a wisdom save with advantage to try to not see into the water while you do this.
That's gonna be an 18.
You are able to do this without looking into the water.
Cool. I'm gonna grab Zeb by the top of his shirt and Chomp by his little strap on his overalls, and I'm gonna pull them back and just say, can we not look in tree fucker territory? And ask them to keep on walking.
Thanks, Onyx. Hey, Chomp. Did you see an image of me as well?
Chomp just kind of has a 1,000-yard stare and is not listening to anybody or anything.
Zeb, make an insight check.
That's a nat 1.
Chomp 100% saw an image of you, and he's disgusted with what he saw.
Zeb feels really bad about himself.
Oh no!
He's into saying mean things on the
Psychic
inside to
damage.
himself. But he'll never let anybody else know.
That's going to put a real damper on the toast at the
Yeah, I was
wedding.
gonna say Zeb takes a D4 of psychic damage.
That's fine.
I feel bad. I didn't even do anything.
It's fine. Seb deserves it.
This is what sparks him
That's
getting
3.
all cranky and evil is just the self-hatred because of Chomp.
How much psychic damage did you take?
3.
3.
I got temp hit points though, so we're good.
You are led past the reflecting pool up the steps into the temple. And they lead you to a great worshipping chamber that has a pedestal and a table, sort of a big marble slab type table at the top, where sort of an altar. And the body of Feindar Cynodel is placed there. A black cloth is draped over the body, so you only see a silhouette. Thorin stands in front of it. Thorin's actually gonna make a roll. Similar to Al's nat 1 earlier, Thorin rolls a nat 1.
Good.
Thorin drops to his knees and clutches the edge of the cloth and weeps
Oh, I thought we were about to have a double funeral.
as as Salenway stands next to him with her hand on his shoulder. Alar, you were the last to see him in life. Would you please speak on his behalf to allow him to pass beyond this veil?
I hesitate for a moment, and I just nod yes, and I stand up, and I address everyone, and I go, my brother was probably the kindest, joyful? I don't know. He was just a ray of sunshine in this dark realm that we call home. He could always find humor and song in everything, and when I doubted myself, he was always there to pick me up until his literal last breath. He was brave, he was strong, and he just cared. And I am going to miss him every day for the rest of my life. And I sort of look at my parents, specifically my father, as I say, the rest of my eternal life. And I turn to the table where he's laid, and I just put my hand on his arm that's underneath this black cloth, and I go, when we see each other again, I will owe you more than I have ever owed you our entire life. I am so sorry. I promise you, I will never put anyone in this position again. And then I turn back and I take my seat.
Alar, I'm going to need you to help with this next part as well. I don't think in the current health that your father's in that he has the strength to do this. Do you remember?
I know what we're doing. Sam, I don't know what we're doing, but Al does. And it's like, yeah, I can. It's okay. I look over at my dad again, and I just go, I can do it.
He looks at you, bleary-eyed, and he nods. And it's one of the first times you've had a nod of approval from him, probably ever. I know you've been gone for a while, solemnly continues. We have to do the last rites so that his body can pass on beyond the veil into the liminal land of dreams. I will act as Dream Warden. I need you to act as Warden of the Shaded Edge to help guide him beyond the realm of the physical.
I just kind of nod, and I kind of whisper under my breath to her, just like, I don't have any of my stuff. Can I?
You don't need it. Just come stand on either side. I'll stand on one side, you'll stand on the other.
Okay.
I'll guide you through it, don't worry.
And very shakily, and I tried to hide that, the mixed emotion of grief and almost a spiteful anger that's still inside of him, trying to prove that he does have what it takes to do a job that he doesn't even know if he actually wants, but maybe out of that same spite, is accepting in the long view, the long-term game of his life, knowing that he has to do this, and just to, in this moment of still being so upset and angry, just wanting to show his father that every time he says that he's not capable, he really is. So he's trying to hide that shakiness as he takes his place where his mother told him to.
I'm going to sing the song of passing. He is going to appear in front of you, and I need you to guide him beyond our borders.
I'm nodding, and
you can have someone else walk with you as guard. Who would you elect?
I look at my friends, and I look at Lena for a second, and I don't linger on her. And I know it's the more respectful thing to not choose her, so I look over and I look at Della, who I know has experience with the afterlife, and I just go, Della, could you help me with this?
And Della kind of hesitantly looks around, and she looks at Lena and she says, yeah, I can do it.
Solemnly starts singing. And as she does, constellations appear in the room, and a sort of aurora borealis effect occurs in the visage of the night sky that appears. Al, make a charisma saving throw.
And that's at advantage because Silver Slip is still hanging on my skin, right?
Do you think that you would have advantage in this moment?
No, I don't.
Sincerely?
I don't. How dare you make me actually do this? Charisma, you said?
Yep, charisma saving throw.
Dirty 20.
Your breath is taken from your lungs for a moment, but you don't stumble to your knees as an image made of pure light of Thandar stands in front of you. His exact likeness, his entire being and soul stands in front of you. He looks at you expectantly.
I look over to my mom for a moment, just for some reassurance, and then I look to Della, and I move to him, and I take his hand, and I say to him, I go, everything is gonna be okay now. There's no fear in what lies beyond. We've been taught our whole life that this moment, not my moment, your moment right here, is the most sacred and joyous moment that we can experience. The culmination of our life leads to this, for the sacred passing into the night itself. And it's time for you to take that passage into the night. So walk with me. And let's just take one more trip together, okay?
He takes your hand and you begin to walk out of the temple. Della, you lock into step behind them. Namira waits at the doors to the temple. She just arrived and sees this happening. You walk past her, and Namira locks into step next to Della. She whispers to you. In this moment, Alar is vulnerable and he cannot defend himself. If he takes his hand from Fandar, Fandar will never be able to pass on to paradise. It is your job to, whatever happens, act as a guard. It is one of the most sacred jobs that can be afforded to someone during a funeral. I will walk with you to the edge of the land, but I will not pass outside the borders. You walk, Namira follows. Alar, you begin to notice a slight gasping sound and you realize Namira is sniffling back some tears. You've never seen her break. You've never heard her cry before. Still, you haven't seen her cry because she's behind you. She has been the rock of your siblings. Always the strongest, always the boldest, always the most like your father, you thought. It never made sense to you why you were chosen as his heir. Why not her? You walk with Fandar's hand in yours until you reach the edge of the Glimmer Grove, heading back into the Twilight Forest. You pass through the borders and Namira does not follow. You guide Fandar's spirit. Della, you follow. You walk until you reach the sacred willow that is in the outskirts of the territory. The branches glow not with light but with spirit. And as you and Fandar pass beneath the boughs of the willow tree, you watch in the briefest moment as Fandar looks at you and he smiles. And he speaks though you hear no sound. He has no voice in this moment. But you know he said, I love you. And he disappears into light, into the boughs of the tree.
As he's disappearing, I just mutter under my breath towards the tree that I love you too.
You are alone with Della in the woods outside of this tree. It is silent. It is peaceful.
This isn't silent, peaceful music.
And then you begin to hear a slow clapping. Yes. Yes. The last rites. I expected that it would come on this night, the same night that he passed. How fitting that I could watch my work be finished.
I don't like her theme song.
Go now. Run back to mommy and daddy.
I'm just staring at her, and I look at Della, and I go, Della, we need to go back. Let's get back to the ceremony. The work in here is done, and there's no reason to linger. And I just kind of
Oh, you don't want to stay and have a chat, maybe tell me where I do and don't belong again?
I look at her and I go, I am sorry for the disrespect that I showed you previously. We will be taking our leave. I look at Della and I'm just like, start backing up.
I don't believe we've met. You weren't with him when I ended his brother's life.
Excuse me? Who are you?
I'm no one. I'm nothing. I am the end of all things. And the end is me. But you can call me Hara. Have a good night, the two of you. May you have restful sleep. May you have a beautiful wedding. And you blink and she's gone.
I turn to Della and I go, we need to get out of the woods. Let's get back to my sister.
You begin to hear the howls of glimmer stalkers in the distance.
Let's move now.
Della picks up the pace.
You move with purpose, getting back within the bounds, and it occurs to you as you cross back over and meet Namira. The lands outside the Glimmer Grove, while dangerous, have never felt unsafe until you have returned home this time. Namira sees you coming back, shaken visibly. What? Did it not go well? Did he not pass on?
That was fine. He passed on. That's fine. She came back to gloat. She let us go, but I think it was a threat. It was like she was laughing at us just trying to keep moving. Like, our existence means nothing to her, and it's like a game for her. As soon as he passed, she showed up. And then, in an instant, was gone.
But she didn't stop him passing.
No, she waited until after.
You're sure he passed?
Yeah.
You're sure he went on?
Yes. Samson, am I sure that he went on?
We're going to flash back to that moment really quickly, and I want you to roll a perception check.
Is this an advantage? Am I allowed disadvantage? Son of a bitch.
This is with disadvantage.
Perception is... What's an 11 get me?
You saw him pass on.
Yeah, he passed on.
And you saw him pass on.
He passed on. He told me he loved me, and he dissipated into the tree and into the night.
Okay. I have to go report back to Father. He's going to want to speak to you later. He's very ill.
Why didn't anyone tell me?
We tried. We sent moths.
He was
didn't
sick
answer.
long before this. You don't just...
It was not. It came on quickly. It all has to do with Hara. It came on quickly. It's not a natural illness. It's a wasting that is tearing him apart. Every time he uses any of his magic, any of his ability, it kills him a little more. You ask why he wasn't protecting the lands. He can't, or he will die. We tried to contact you. We summoned you. Hundreds of moths were sent.
If it was this serious, why didn't anyone come to me?
Because it's not safe to leave the court unprotected right now.
You could have sent anyone. You could have sent that dickbag Reese. If I knew this is what was going on, I would have come back.
It's not. We can't dwell on it. It's done. It's done. It's past that. You have a wedding to prepare for, and I know it doesn't seem like the right time, but now we need more strength than we ever have before. And this wedding will provide us that.
I just kind of
It's not only going to act as a wedding. Dad, he's going to name you Warden of the Shaded Edge at the ceremony.
Al just looks completely like he's horrified at the idea that all of this is happening right now. Let's just get back.
You walk back in silence. Stella, you witnessed that bit of conversation. While Della and Al were gone, Selenway did not stop singing the entire time until the moment when she felt Thandar's presence pass beyond this plane of existence. The moment she stopped, the Aurora Borealis effect faded, the constellations faded, the ceiling returned to the normal presence of what it was. She turned to you all. My firstborn son is gone. Deloran, you have to go to bed. Go to your chambers and rest. I'll send Alar there when he comes back to speak with you. The rest of you, when is the last time any of you ate or drank anything?
The minute she says that, Della's stomach starts rumbling really loud.
I don't think Della's there in that moment. It's just,
Della's not there.
Oh, my bad.
It's ensemble.
Oh, my bad.
Onyx,
somewhere in a field,
and
Della's
She
stomach is
says that
rumbling.
Zeb's stomach starts rumbling really loud.
You could just hear it.
Come, let's have food. I believe there's a tradition in your plane food at a funeral. I think.
Do you have any tater tots? I can make a mean tater tot casserole. I think it would really make everybody feel better right now.
She looks at you for a moment, just sort of struck by the question of tater tots.
Zeb gives his winningest smile.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
It's a 10.
With advantage? Oh, I gave you everything to win.
I know. I got a 10 and a 3, and I get plus 0.
I'm gonna roll. She's gonna roll with disadvantage, so we're gonna see. Well, that's a 19.
Damn it.
That's a 6.
Yay. Thank you.
She can't help but break a little bit in that moment, and she smiles. I don't think I've ever heard of something that sounds quite as enticing in this moment as a tater tot casserole. You'll have to explain what that is. And she takes you, sort of locks like elbows with you and links arms with you as you walk away, and starts talking to you about tater tot casserole. And as you describe it, the magics of the temple begin to manifest it.
Magical tots.
You walk into a small sort of foyer hall, not quite the great hall of the temple, but a place like a reception hall. And there is a table that has set forth with a tater tot casserole. It's got cheese and bacon and crispy tater tots.
Is there sour cream on the side?
And there's sour cream on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Chives.
Man, this is just like my mom used to make.
This is where we learned that Zeb's mom was from the Midwest. Little Zeb lore drop right there.
He also used the was,
Comes from...
so we know that Zeb's mom is dead.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, no. We just killed Zeb's mom.
Over Tator.
So we got Zeb and Della in the Dead
Casserole.
Moms Club. Chomp
Hey,
and
my mom's
Onyx.
dead too.
Oh, yeah, well, you killed your mom, so it's a little different.
I have dead parents. Let me have this.
Do I have a mom?
Are you my mom?
Zeb could be your mom.
Mommy?
Oh, that gives mommy energy.
Ensemble's just the
I think we're
Gorg
gonna
of
end
this
the
campaign.
episode on Zeb gives mommy energy. A little light note. A little light note.
A little light note in
That's
the
actually, you know what?
fuckery.
That's the name of the episode. The name of the episode is Zeb gives mommy energy.
I think the name of the episode is just
All about
Tater Tot
Zeb.
Casserole.
Tater tot cat. I like tater tot.
You know what? Tater tot casserole.
good.
That's done.
That was good.
Okay.
That was really good.
I'm going to stop recording. Thank you for listening. We've been Saving Throw Society, and our cast includes...
My name is Katrina Kenny. My pronouns are she and her, and I am playing Onyx and Nyx.
My name is Joe Gailey, he, him, and I play Zebulon Cold Springs.
Hey everyone, it's Alexis. I play Della Darkel. My pronouns are she, her.
My name is Anthony Corletto. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Al.
I'm Rowan Moss. They, them. I play ensemble.
Hi, my name's Eric Trulick. He, him.
And lastly, I've been Samson Flansbaugh. My pronouns are he, him, and I play the world and everything else inside of it. Make sure you follow the social media page of your choice that can be found in the link in the description. And for those of you wanting some extra content and bonus episodes, make sure you join the society and become a subscriber for our Patreon. Thank you for adventuring with us, and remember, sometimes all that stands between you and the end is one successful saving throw.